All right, this Harry Kane saga isn't going away anytime soon, is it? Dominating the headlines, not just in the UK, but abroad. And rightly so. We are talking about one of the best strikers in the world. Will he stay? Will he go? Wasn't part of the matchday squad for the first game. Their manager, Nuno Espirito Santo, said, look, he needed more training time, needed a bit of rest after his exertions in the Euros. Is in the matchday squad, though, or at least in the squad, for their game against FC Pacos, as Tottenham look to qualify for the Europa Conference League. Let's welcome in Chris Cowlin, massive Spurs fan, Spurs YouTuber and podcaster. Chris, what do you make of all this mess?
Afternoon, Addy. I'm extremely disappointed in Harry Kane, to be honest. Let me first just say that Harry Kane is a living legend of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Every single one of us who supports Spurs absolutely loves him. Yeah. A lot of us don't want him to go, but I think a lot of us have resigned ourselves now to thinking he is going. But I think it's simple, really. Manchester City want him. Pep Guardiola want him. Daniel Levy wants £150 million. He's not going to budge on that price. Manchester City are one of the richest clubs in the world. If you want the player, come and spend the money. Simple as that.
It's interesting how the narrative changed. I remember when this story first kind of broke, 3-4 weeks ago, really, when we started hearing about Harry Kane and this sort of gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy. I think a lot of people were like, Harry Kane's the angel here and Daniel Levy's being Daniel Levy. Now it seems to have shifted a bit where, you know, I speak to Spurs fans all the time and they're like, well, the way in which Harry Kane's conducted himself just isn't the Harry Kane we know.
It's frustrating, Addy. I can't believe how Harry Kane has acted in this way. You know, we all shouldn't forget that he is still the England captain, and the way that he has acted with this Tottenham saga is just so out of character for him. With the age he is, and his representation are clearly advising him wrongly on how to deal with this situation. He's been very, very quiet on social media. Yeah. Not to come out and congratulate his team when they've just beaten the champions Manchester City on Sunday with a superb team performance was just very, very surprising. And everything that Harry Kane has done recently has really, really surprised me. You know, you think you know a player, you think you know someone's professionalism and how they act, and clearly not. It's very, very disappointing. Yeah,
very. I mean, again, the reasons that he didn't play on the weekend were supposedly he's tired and he hasn't trained. But you look around, all the other English players that did play games, right? Harry Maguire, Declan Rice, Saka came on. Like, everyone really was involved for their clubs, apart from really Harry Kane. The rest were on the bench. I think Calvin Phillips was injured, but everyone else was involved. So I'm just not, and this is from the outside looking, I'm not having that as the excuse for why he didn't play on Saturday or also on the weekend. There's other reasons. He is in the squad for this Europa Conference Playoff League game. I doubt he's going to play. And again, that sends out more signals as well.
At the end of the day, he signed a 6-year deal 3 years ago. He's got 3 years left on his contract. You can't not just turn up for work. You can't just say, I don't want to play this game because of X, Y, and Z. You're a Tottenham Hotspur player. Do your job and get on the field and help the team out, because going forward, we need players like Harry Kane in our team. Like I said, I've resigned myself to thinking that he is going to Manchester City, but that's a big question whether Manchester City will spend that amount of money or not, having just spent £100 million on Jack Grealish. But going forward, Tottenham Hotspur need to concentrate on the club, not Harry Kane. I'm sure that many discussions have taken place in the last few days with Nuno Espirito Santo, Daniel Levy, Fabio Paratici, and a lot of conversations have probably taken place and they've sort of cleared the air. But where do we stand as Spurs fans? Because it's frustrating for us. We all felt that this was going to be, a transition, which we're in, and we've just gone and beaten Manchester City, the champions. So we've just got a superb result. We need to build on this. We need to get in the Europa Conference League group stage, because the Pacos game is going to be a difficult one over both legs. They finished fifth in the Portuguese league. It's going to be in the pushover. We need players like Harry Kane to take us forward. But as I said, he's got 3 years left on his contract and he needs to come back to work and he needs to put a shift in. And that's what I'm fully expecting and hoping for.
The worst thing about all of this, and let's just say he does go, right? I think it's more likely he goes than stays. I think it's close, because I still think the longer it goes on, the more likely it is that he stays at Spurs. But the worst thing about all this is that if he does go lastminute.com, it gives Nuno no time to get someone in to replace him. No time at all. You're already looking at players like Danny Ings, who was heavily linked with Spurs. Obviously, he's gone to Villa, and other strikers are making their moves around Europe as well. And it's almost like, well, if we do lose the best striker in Europe, we're not going to replace him with anyone anytime soon.
Well, I think it's very clear and evident when Fabrizio Romano stated the other day that Tottenham had put in a €70 million bid and plus add-ons €90 million bid for Lautaro Martinez. Tottenham Hotspur are meaning business. And I think that this is a replacement for Harry Kane. I don't believe that it's someone to play alongside him when we're spending that sort of money. So we do need to have a plan B. And I believe that the transfer will happen with Manchester City. I think a deal will be done. But ultimately, we're not the Harry Kane team, as Pep Guardiola keeps saying. We're Tottenham Hotspur, and we need to plan for our future. We've got 3 signings in so far. There's still so much more work to do before the 31st of August. We still need more defensive reinforcements. We still need a creative midfielder, and we still need another striker. If Harry Kane goes, we need 2 strikers. So there's an awful lot of work to do, a lot of money to be spent, and of course a few players to perhaps head out the door as well. So an awful lot to be done. But personally, I cannot wait until the end of the transfer window, so we all know where we stand. We all know about the Harry Kane situation, because this saga is just going on and on.
Yeah, and it must get boring. Final boring question on it, I promise, Chris. I heard today, or read somewhere today, that Harry Kane has now hired a new PR firm. Charlie Kane, his brother, obviously, who's been handling his business, will now take a step back in negotiations. That then tells you that they're trying to ramp things up now. They're trying to just get it across the line very quickly.
Yeah, and it's a shame in a lot of ways, because, as I say, we all love Harry Kane and we're all frustrated by this situation. And, the whole public relations and the whole how it's been handled has just not been very good at all. And, I've been saying on my YouTube channel for weeks now, all Harry Kane needs to do is put a statement out saying X, Y and Z. And he put that statement out, and I just think it was such a poor statement. It didn't say he was going to play for Spurs again. It didn't say that he was looking forward to the season. It was all just about him. And him only. And again, I use that word disappointing again, Addy, because it's a very disappointing situation, and I just hope that it gets resolved very soon.
One thing I will say, though, and this is now starting, let's be positive now, going forward. Obviously, look, you beat Man City, the champions. It was a fantastic game. Son looked as good as he's always is. Yeah. I mean, Son's probably one of the most consistent players since he joined the Premier League. I saw a stat as well that says when Harry Kane isn't there and Son's playing through the middle, number 9, I think it's something like 49 goal involvements in 55 games. So the replacement's right there, and then it's just a case of getting parts around him, whether it be Bergwijn or Lucas Moura. That's not that bad a front three going forward.
Yeah, I tell you what, if Tottenham Hotspur can get a striker in or someone to play alongside Heung-min Son, I know it's going to be a difficult replacement, but Heung-min Son always delivers. One of my favourite players, has been for the last few years, and he always delivers when Harry Kane's not there. And absolutely superb player. But on Sunday, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium was absolutely rocking.
It was really rocking.
The fans were absolutely awesome. I tell you, it was a very emotional day. Everyone back in that stadium, everyone singing. The fans didn't stop singing for 90 minutes. A real 12th man, as they say. And, Heung-min Son delivers all the time. But a real great team performance and a fantastic start for Nuno. And we've got to build on this now. We've got Paco de Ferreira this Thursday in the Europa Conference League, and then Wolves on Sunday. So hoping for 2 wins.
Yeah, it might be. Final couple of points, Chris. There has been a lot of talks about Kurt Zouma maybe coming to the club from Chelsea. What do you make of that? Happy? Not? Tough defender? No?
It will never happen. It will never happen. Chelsea Football Club will never do business with Tottenham. No way.
Yeah, I was trying to explain it to someone. Like that's almost one of the reports that is more gossip than truth. Final, what do you expect from this season, Chris? If Harry Kane does go, the squad you've got now, maybe a couple more reinforcements. Are you expecting a top 4 charge, top 6? What are the expectations?
Well, if we go back to the Harry Kane point, when he signed that 6-year deal 3 years ago, we were in the Champions League year in, year out.
Yeah.
And in the 3 years that he's, signed that new deal, we've gone from being in the Champions League final to playing Europa League football last season, and now going into the Europa Conference League. So we've come way down our expectations, and we've come way down where we want to be as a football club. So the ultimate aim for Nuno and the team would be to get back into that top 4 spot. But we do need to spend more money. We do need to have a very busy few weeks before the 31st of August, so I'm hoping that happen. But the ultimate goal has to be getting in the top 4. And of course, I always talk about trophies, 13 long years without a trophy. If Nuno could put a trophy in the cabinet in his first season, he would go down as a real legend, I think.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens come August the 31st when the window slams shut. Will Harry Kane be a Spurs player? And all the fans...
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
I'm excited again.
If he does stay, Chris, sorry, very quickly, if he does stay, after all that's gone on, what's the reception going to be like for him?
I think the Spurs fans will be disappointed in him, but as I said at the start, we all love him. We all know what he can deliver. And me personally, I would love to see Harry Kane to stay. Because we all know that you're guaranteed goals and you're guaranteed assists, and his all-round play. We saw a real improved Harry Kane last season, and if he does stay, then I'm sure that he will get a very good reception, and the Spurs fans will forgive him. But it's just the way that he's dealt with this situation, which is disappointing.
Chris, as always, my man, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Chris Cowlin there, big Spurs fan, as you can hear in his voice there, YouTuber and podcaster as well. Remember, Spurs take on FC Pacos on Thursday for a chance to qualify for the Europa Conference League. So that's not the Europa Conference League, it's to qualify for it. Chris, top man.
Thank you, Addy. Cheers.
Cheers, Chris.